physically smaller versions of familiar full-size SUVs. They wanted a vehicle that combines the practicality of the sport utility body style with the more civilized ride and handling qualities of a passenger car. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Kia Sportage EX. Now, this generation Sportage was actually introduced in the 2011 model year, and when it came out during that time, it really introduced sleek styling to the compact crossover segment. Now, you have these pretty nice looking halogen projector beam headlights, and then also some nice looking LED daytime running lights for a more premium presence, and that was introduced on the 2014 model year. Now, Kia actually refreshed the Sportage in the 2014 model year, and they refreshed the taillights, the headlights a little bit, and reworked the interior design just a little bit as well. Now, you also do have Kia's corporate tiger nose front grille. Overall, it's a very sleek and sexy looking compact crossover, I have to say. Now, here goes the key fob for the vehicle. Very premium looking key fob here, since we have the EX trim. Now, you do have your lock, unlock, to release your trunk, and then your panic button, and it is a smart key too. Now, it is a mineral silver exterior color with a gray leather interior. Of course, you have your power driver seat functions, power recline, and power lumbar too. Now, stepping on into the vehicle has a step-in height on par with the rest of the competition here. Fairly low step-in height. You have to keep it that way. It's a compact crossover. They want it to be very family-friendly. And then you're actually greeted with a pretty stylish interior design, I have to say. Now, you do have push-button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing is that 2.4-liter four-cylinder. Now, coming to your transmission, you have a standard 6-speed automatic here. Pretty standard stuff here. The transmission does shift pretty smoothly, I have to say. You have manual shiftability, but no paddle shifters, but who wants it on a compact crossover anyways? Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. Now, you also do have these pretty nice, distinctive, and unique looking 18-inch alloy wheels which come on the EX trim. Now, if you get the LX trim, which is the base model, you would get the 17-inch alloys. Like I said, you do have halogen projector beam headlights, LED daytime running lights, and your halogen fogs at the bottom. Now, under the hood here, you have your base powertrain, which is a 2.4-liter four-cylinder, producing 182 horses at 6,000 RPM and 177 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM, with dismal EPA numbers of 21 in the city and 28 on the highway. It is lackluster compared to some of its competitors, like the Honda CR-V, which gets better fuel economy. However, you do have an optional powertrain on the Sportage. Now, a lot of cars in the compact crossover segment are getting rid of optional, more powerful powertrains, but the Sportage has one, and it's a 2-liter four-cylinder turbo that produces 260 horses. It's one of the most powerful powertrains in the class. So if you're looking for the one of the most powerful cars in the compact crossover segment, the Sportage won't disappoint in that regard. However, if fuel economy is your number one priority, some other choices are going to be a little bit better. Now, trims of the Sportage start at the LX trim, which starts at $21,750. Then you have the EX trim, which starts at $25,150. The full top-of-the-line SX trim, which starts at $28,100. Now, competitors of the Sportage are the ever-popular Honda CR-V, the Ford Escape, Toyota RAV4, Chevrolet Equinox, Nissan Rogue, Mazda CX-5, Subaru Forester. This class is very competitive. Coming to the rear, you have very uniquely designed turn signals. I kind of like it. Very stylish in the rear too. Rear window defroster with a rear window wiper. Little shark fin antenna for a more premium presence. Rear parking sensors too. And a little rear spoiler at the top. Now, like I said, EPA estimates are 21 in the city and 28 on the highway. Total vehicle price is $33,205. Nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching. Power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, power folding exterior mirrors too. Not a feature very commonly seen in this class. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Nice. I would love to hear the more powerful 2-liter turbo. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of this vehicle here, it's pretty average for the class. Now, materials are pretty good for the most part. You have a nice soft touch upper door panel. However, the only gripe I have about this interior is there's a little bit too much gray going on here, and it doesn't have a lot of contrast inside of this interior. It just looks kind of dull, in my opinion. Maybe just me. But at least you do have a nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching, and it's also nice and soft to the touch on the center console. Up here it's a hard plastic, but it has a pretty nice graining too. Right here is hard plastic. Now, as far as build quality goes, it's also pretty average for the class. There are some panel gaps, but not a whole lot. It's actually, overall, it's actually pretty good. But it's pretty average for the class in terms of build quality and its materials. Now, coming to the steering wheel design here, you can kind of tell this is a 3- or 4-year-old Kia design here. And it's pretty stylish overall. It's just getting slightly dated. I love the newer designs of their steering wheel, but it's just a little bit dull. You have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, and then your Bluetooth phone controls right here, and then voice recognition, and then your cruise control buttons right here. And the steering wheel is leather wrapped too, of course. Now, coming down there, you have a little storage cubby, 2 12-volt power outlets, your auxiliary input, and your USB port. Down here you have cup holders with ambient lighting surrounding the cup holders. Like I said, your center console is nice and stitched and soft touch. Decent amount of center console storage there. Now, coming to your center stack controls here, you have dual zone automatic climate control. And it's pretty easy to figure out. You have your fan speeds right here. And then you also do, when you press on mode, you have your different zones, and then your temperatures are right here too. And you have your front window defroster and your rear window defroster, of course. Coming up here, you have your auto dimming rearview mirror with garage home link. Your sunglass container. And you also do have a feature not really commonly seen in this class, a panoramic sunroof. Well, it is getting more common nowadays. A lot more compact crossovers are starting to have it. Now let's get to the main head unit here. You have Kia's UVO system, and if you watched any of my latest reviews on Kia, you will know that I'm a pretty big fan of Kia's UVO system. I love the responsiveness of the touchscreen, but you do have your AM/FM satellite radio, which is going to be Sirius. Then coming to your different media options, you have your CD player, optical disc drive, your USB, and then you have your Bluetooth streaming audio and your auxiliary input, iPod integration too. Your sync track button is right here. The buttons on the sides are just a tad small for my liking, for my taste. And then coming over here, you have your map, your voice, and your destination, but you have to have an SD card inserted in order for that to work. And then coming to your setup, you can do many different vehicle settings. Change the sound settings, HD radio settings, traffic, UVO e-services, maybe change the picture frame. And then your digital clock will always display right on the bottom left-hand corner right there too. You can change the keyboard type, different language too, of course, voice recognition settings. And then coming to your phone, of course you have Bluetooth hands-free calling. You can store all your contacts on there, look at your call history. It's fairly easy to set up your phone too. And then you have your UVO e-services, roadside assistance, vehicle diagnostics, parking minder. You have to have the UVO e-services activated. You have your GPS info, which it gives you your speed, your latitude, longitude, and your elevation. Very quick, as you can see in the responsiveness of the touchscreen. It doesn't lag at all. And the rendering of it is pretty good too. Now, coming to your gauges here, pretty typical Kia gauges. Very clear and easy to read. Love the font too. And then coming right here, you have your little information center, which gives you your trip odometer and then what gear you're into. But it's pretty basic overall. No TFT display offered on this car. Now, coming right here, you have also some pretty nice luxury amenities such as heated and ventilated front seats. And then you also do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel as well. Now, coming to these set of buttons right here, you have your downhill assist, your traction control off, active eco button for saving fuel, and then you also do have parking sensors as well, and then your brightness for your interior illumination. Now, as far as visibility goes inside of this vehicle, there can be a little bit more glass area all around. Outward visibility is not the greatest. Rearward visibility can also be a lot better. The C-pillar back there is pretty thick, and the rear windows don't show quite a whole lot. So, at least you do get the option of a rear view camera, and you do have parking sensors on this one too. Now, coming to the seats are generally comfortable. Now, you do have a decent amount of side bolstering, and then thigh support is also pretty good too. Overall, I'm fairly comfortable in these seats. However, I do wish there was just slightly more padding in them. They're just slightly firm. Now, generally, you won't find the word sporty and crossover used in the same sentence. What I can say, however, is that the 2015 Sportage has a more responsive and fun-to-drive character than you might expect. Credit for this lively feel goes to a suspension that's tuned to favor sharper handling. The trade-off, of course, is a ride quality that some buyers may find a little too harsh for their taste. Now, on this car, you also do have an Infinity Premium Audio sound system. Now, coming right here, this is where you will also find your SD card slot for your map. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and shut down the Sportage. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including the rear seat passenger space, as well as the cargo capacity. Now, the rear seats also do fold down to maximize cargo room, of course. Now, compared to its competitors, the cargo capacity is not as great as, say, as the Honda CR-V. But you do have a 12-volt power outlet back there. Now, build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice soft touch armrest and nice and stitched. Now, sitting back here, there's a decent amount of room. And the panoramic sunroof definitely gives it a much more open feel inside of this cabin. Now, you do have dual map pockets, rear air vents, and cup holders with a rear center armrest. Seats are fairly comfortable and supportive. Alright. Full manual passenger seat. Glove box compartment. Nice and damped. Alrighty. So with a fun-to-drive character, sleek styling, a lengthy warranty, and a generous amount of features, the 2015 Kia Sportage is an entertaining alternative to other small crossover SUVs on the market. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.